He is so guarded, he doesn't open up. I like intellectual conversation, but I'm not sure if he can handle any conversation. How do I get him? How do you get him to open up? So he's so guarded, and you're saying that this guy wants you in his life. Well, here's the thing, right, Tasi? You can do certain things, right? Which is, one, you can set standards and you can set, what it is that you think is attractive, right? So like, oh, it's really attractive to me when guys get vulnerable and open up and do all these things, right? And that's one way of doing things. The second way of doing things is something called lead first. And lead first is a psychological concept where if you are willing to go and do things, other people will feel far more open and willing to do those things as well. So if you open up and you start talking about your own stuff and you're vulnerable and all that kind of stuff, everybody else is far more likely to do it. Men are more likely to do it. Women are more likely to do it. Everybody's more likely to do it. If you don't do that stuff, everybody else is far less likely to do it until somebody does it first. And then, so you have, setting standards, you have leading first, and then you have this other area of, it's up to him, right? You're not going to force him. And he right now is in this place of showing you that he's the right man for you in his life. And if you decide that one of your standards is you want to have deep, connected, emotional conversations with people, and he's not willing to do that with you, he's screening himself out from being the right guy in your life. And maybe he can be a friend. Maybe he can be somebody that you talk to or whatever about intellectual things because he's an intellectual kind of guy. But maybe he's not the kind of guy that gets emotional and does that kind of stuff, which is fine. You're not trying to wrap him up and put him on put a little bow on him and fix him up and put him on your mantle, right? That's not what you're trying to do. And so anytime you're trying to get him to do things, just remember that if he starts doing all the things that you're trying to get him to do, you're not going to end up respecting him and you're going to feel far less attracted to him. That's usually what ends up happening. And so instead, what you want to do is you want to set your standards, communicate what it is that you want, lead first, and then allow him to show you whether he's going to step up and be the kind of man that you want in your life or not. And if he doesn't, that's fine, because you should be dating in abundance and you are screening for somebody to be in your life that you actually want to have in your life. And if this guy's not willing to open up, it's going to be a struggle forever. It's going to be literally a struggle forever. And so you just want to let him do what he's going to do and just know that you're worth having somebody who wants to have real conversations with you. It's an important thing. It's an important thing for me. It's an important thing for everybody. And the more work that you do and the more you go deeper into your own soul and do your own transformational work and all that kind of stuff, the more that you're going to want people who are like that in your life.